Everyone, I'm getting started in just a minute. I'm rolling into the live stream just a little bit. Oh, I don't know if I'd say late exactly. More, Friday themed. It'll be just a minute, and I will be on Sorluna. I had to redo all my gear here. If you weren't aware, we had a nice 12-hour Lotro live stream this week. I had to borrow some equipment from the DDO side to make it all happen. And I can't seem to get my mic working right. Okay, anyway, fine. Fine, I will just not have a good shock mount. Hello, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream, Friday edition, right here on twitch.tv/DDO stream, youtube.com/Dungeons and Dragons/live, and facebook.com/DDO Unlimited. I am DDO's community manager, Cordovan, and man, am I looking forward to the weekend. This will be my first weekend in 5 weeks that I actually don't have anything too much going on. I go to church, and I've got a big church thing on Sunday. We have our bishop from the Western Diocese of Mass visiting. But other than that, I have nothing going on this weekend, and that means I'm probably going to finally get some chance to just log in for an extended period of time on DDO, which should be real nice. I have a couple of things I'm trying to do. I'm on a lot on Thelanis right now. I want to get Gamogul up to level 20. He's my paladin. And I want to kind of do the last few things I want to do on Sekihan on Thelanis. I want to get another Sentient Jewel, because I kind of want to replace the Sentient Jewel I'm using. And, get some Vistani tokens and a few other things. And then I want to ERTR that character. So this might be the weekend where I finally get to ER and TR my long-standing level 30 on Thelanis, who has 3 past lives right now, and I'm looking to do a 4th here. And I think what I'm going to do, well, actually, I say I'm going to do a 4th past life, but I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to do a racial past life or a class past life. I'm going to actually need to figure out which might be most beneficial for my next life, which is going to be a Vistani knife fighter ASMR assassin. That's my plan. And it's going to be pretty cool. I think I haven't played an assassin exactly since the DDO cast build guild, like a pure assassin, so it's been 5 years at least. Actually, geez, it's even been longer than that. I don't want to say how long it's been. It's been like, I don't know, 30 years or something like that, so there you go. But today, I think we're probably just going to run some new quests here for the Update 38 stuff. I don't know about you, but I have been very much enjoying the loot that I've been getting here from Update 38. I think our loot peeps did some pretty good stuff this time around, and I have been taking advantage of it. The other thing I'm doing today, though, thank you for bringing that up, T13 and crew. It has been a busy week because I don't like to cross-pollinate the games too much, but this is Lotro's anniversary week, so I've been really busy doing that. We did a big 12-hour live stream and what have you, and that coincided with me not being able to even get started on the Chronicle yet. So after the live stream here today and after I get a little lunch, I'm actually going to be starting and then finishing the DDO Chronicle before the end of the day. So that's one of my big goals today. I also have some other kind of things to follow up on and what have you. But yeah, maybe I'll get to Orion, Druid's Fire. I like to say I have some specific plans I need to get done over on Thelanis. I do want to get Gamogul level 20. He is currently 18, I believe. And I want to get a whole bunch of like Vistani tokens because I want to get one of the new and run a bunch of Ravenloft quests so I can get one of the new ish sentient jewels. Also, because I'm flagged and I actually have not yet run it on this character, I wouldn't mind running a Curse of Strahd and Baba Lysaga's hut this weekend. So I haven't done either of those yet on the character that actually flagged for him on Atlantis. So hopefully I can get that done. Otherwise, just, you know, basic housework and things like that. So should be a most excellent weekend. Hey Samus, how's it going? I know you've been streaming. Hopefully Wednesday went okay. Alright, it looks like I am up to Age of Rage. If folks are ready to pop in, we'll do that. The bonus this weekend is a plus 30% crafting rewards boost.
Why items with augments aren't being crunched by sentient gems? I know that's working as intended, but it's confusing me.
Yeah, the why on that, let me make sure I got this right. So the why on that in particular is because it would destroy the augment rather than preserve it. And since people spent real money in some cases on their augments, it was determined that it would frankly just be a big customer service headache in order to deal with a whole bunch of refunds and things like that from people who destroy their augments and then are very unhappy about it because they accidentally crunched them for their sentient weapons. Additionally, because the system itself does not have an ability to recognize augments when you're putting it into the sentient jewel to crunch it down. So, and it's unlikely that those two systems are going to be able to be made compatible, just kind of due to some behind-the-scenes things. So it was a judgment call of, do people want to destroy their augments, and how many people would not want to destroy their augments, and how many people would be impacted by that. And so we had to make that determination. That's true.
On making it so that you can get unslaughters from like Remnants Vendor or Reaper Vendor or something like that? To be able to crunch them?
You can get them, but you can get the destroyers from Platt, and you can get the unslaughters from the DDO store, and that is the intended way to do it.
Yeah, because it's 150 points just to unslot an augment. So feed it to a jewel.
That is a judgment call you will have to make.
Yeah, because I was doing a test on one of the boots from the orchard when I was checking to see if augments could be crunched or not. So, yeah.
You've arrived at the Dockside Cartwrights workshop.
Because I didn't read anything about augments not being able to be crunched and whatnot.
In the future, and I know we've been saying this for, what, a year and a half, 2 years now, but we actually do have a plan someday to really rewrite the augment system from the ground up so that we can better support it long term. But until that happens, we're kind of in a position where, I don't know, we have to figure out what we're going to do there.
I hear you. Thanks, Terry.
Yep. Here, I can get you a bit of a boost here.
Here, have a knock
there should be a key in here somewhere.
I just used the bell of opening. I got hundreds left on.
Yeah, so, you know, you raise a good point there. There is supposed to be a key in there, but I have a heck of a time finding it, so. Thankfully, I've always been playing it on a character with a rogue. Oh, that's right, that's right.
It's got one of those hide keys.
Oh, Jerry, can we...
Very clever.
I was running, was it Black Lock last night? The lighting for the ladders is on and off to try and get up sometimes. So it's like hard to find the ladders in some runs.
Hey, that actually reminds me. That is actually a good point. Hey, peeps, I can break some news. we had a relatively new content developer join the team. Person has experience in lots of games, but had not done a ton of DDO work in the past. So we sicked him on the Black Lock, and I am happy to say that assuming it passes QA, in the relatively near future, we are going to have a completely redesigned looking Black Lock for that whole boat area that currently, right now, bogs down the game client. I have seen some screenshots of it that I'm not able to share yet because it hasn't been approved. But they largely opened up, instead of it being a big cavernous area full of lights, which is what's causing the problem, it's been turned into like an open area where you almost like a kind of a Minectaran desert style cliffside thing. So it's got tall walls, and then you can see the sky up above, and the pirate ship and all that is still there. But it doesn't have all that lighting issues that really was what was causing the problems in that area. And that should be coming, let's say, hopefully update 39, if not maybe a little before that.
Sweet. Yeah, because I'm just trying to get to 30 before the end of the week so I can ETR Dungeon Challenge.
Now, I will have to, qualify that by saying I've seen the pictures. This is before it's gone through QA or anything else, so who knows theoretically something bad could happen. But most likely we're in a good place for it. It sure was like, when I saw that I was like, oh my god, really? We actually did that finally after all this time? What an amazing thing. And I think it's going to be really cool, so. Now if we can just solve the audio issue at the start of VON 5.
And could you also fix the tentacle casting range? Because I can't seem to hit that guy even though I have it targeted.
We could finally say that we are bug-free as of 2007. No, I'm kidding.
If I had that sentry targeted and it only goes to right there. But it should work like that. Because it should work like the left spell, since it's a range thing.
Builds behind your eyes. It's a massive hindrance.
All right, let me try to get to our chat room here just a little bit. Yes, Crafting Bonus XP Week in Galargo. As a matter of fact, you and a few other folks are the reason we have a crafting rewards boost this weekend. Well, maybe it wasn't you, but we had a couple of folks who were like, or challenge rewards boost, sorry. My brain is not good. My brain is no worky after all this time. Anyway, we have a plus 30% challenge rewards boost this weekend, and that is directly due to feedback from the community asking for it. Probably largely to do with Sentient Weapon XP. But, nonetheless, we now have plus 30%
Whoa, did not see that.
challenge rewards boost this weekend.
I got you, speaking just
Really should be doing like an autos.
Where is the trap box for that thing?
Each trap box is on the other side of the trap here. Do you need someone to pick up your stone there, Shu?
Oh, I got him off already.
So, for example, this one's over here, and then the one on the next hall is on the other side. At least I thought so.
Yeah, my search isn't high enough. I'm not a trapper build.
Sure. Alright, let me try to get back to chat. What am I doing? Who am I? Where am I? What am I doing? I don't even know. Seriously, my brain is kind of fried after 5 weeks of insane busyness. Topped off with a big 12-hour live stream this week. So, you'll have to excuse me.
Clouds emanate from behind the metal gate. These into range by the cultists would cause havoc if they were released into the city.
Javur, why can we not have a way to trade low-level things like beads or funeral tokens for higher-level things we might need? Oops. Oh yeah, I forgot this is a really tough encounter. Bring him into the dancing ball.
I'm trying. Ow.
You know, we probably should, we'll release and go back in, and let's skip this optional. This is a particularly difficult one on Elite. So, Javor, ultimately the reason for that is we just don't have the system work done to allow for some kind of trading mechanism. Theoretically, we could do that. I imagine it would be a not insignificant amount of work, because we'd have to figure out, you know, how much should you get for what or the other thing and all that.
Being able to actually get my SP back.
But theoretically, yeah, that's probably not a bad idea, actually. We could just do that. Theoretically, it's possible. It's just not, oh yeah, that's why. I'm like, why do I not have... Okay. Because I unequipped my Mystic Eidolons. That's why. It's a cool idea. It would be a lot of work, but it's a cool idea.
Hey Jerry, quick question. Do you know why people are self-dying on their ship whenever they res?
I don't. I'm going to guess it might be an exploit thing, but I don't know. Why would you be... Well, what do you mean? You die when you res on your ship. What do you mean by that?
Well,
So
you gotta
what
take the
happens-
buffs.
I can tell you what happens. So what happens is when you res on your ship and you go and you click the buff icon, it resets any temporary buffs that you have in order to reapply them. So if you have con from the airship, it resets the con before it gives it back to you. So you go incapacitated unless it takes you below what would kill you. So if it takes you below what will kill you, it kills you on the airship.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's always been like that. I mean, you should heal up before you hit that buff bar.
Right, but at one point you guys said you fixed it.
No, I don't think it's possible to fix it. I mean, I just don't think that's possible. In the same way that if you unequip a con item and you haven't healed yourself up, you'll die. That's just kind of the way it has to work. Hunzinator, question about streaming on the official in the future.
That is to make sure that none of the officers on your ship put the buff that gives you extra con, and then it shouldn't happen.
Well, just chug a potion before you hit those shrine, hit that stuff. That's the other thing to do.
Alright, I'm in.
Question about streaming on DDO Stream. What steps are needed to apply? It's pretty easy. All you need to do is get in touch with me, either, let's say, through the forums or Twitter, or... Yeah, probably forums or Twitter is the easiest, because it's easiest to reply to those two. And let me get a sense of your channel. So, hopefully you've streamed at least a couple of times on your personal Twitch channel. What I'll do is I'll go over there, I'll watch one of the videos, or a couple of the videos, and make sure that, you know, content-wise, it's going to be okay to be on DDO Stream, and let you have a general sense of how to stream. And provided you hit, like I say, a really pretty minimal quality bar. I mean, just look at my stream. No, but I mean, as long as you hit just a general minimum of the quality bar, I'd be happy to have you on DDO Stream. We have plenty of open spots in our schedule right now. We're kind of on a low period in terms of participation. So we'd be happy to have you on there, Hunzinator, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I've actually seen your stream before. So you should just get in touch with me and we'll make it happen. Hyperdorian, I have a weapon that accepts sentience, but I have no idea how to activate it. Is there a guide online or anything? Yes, but I will also get you started right here. Open up your inventory sheet with I and see this little thing here. What you'll do is you will open it up and this panel will open. You'll drag the weapon into this slot, for example, and then you will add a sentient jewel to it. Once you add a sentient jewel to it, then it'll start earning sentient XP and unlock the various filigree that you'll populate it with. And so whenever you need to, say, crunch down items or add filigree in that, you'll use this UI element right there to make it happen.
Another thing to note, especially for him, the sentient jewel has to be slotted to feed it.
Yes. Yes, exactly. You do have to have a sentient jewel slotted in order to give it XP. King Cosma, is it working as intended that a trapper's bomb blows out web? Yes, it is a bomb. Web is a web.
You can make different types of traps, and they are extremely useful, especially in Reaper 10.
DDO Battle Royale. You know, actually, as much of a joke as that is, and I am actually not personally a big fan of the Battle Royale genre, obviously. No big surprise there. I actually think DDO would actually do fairly well for a PvP-style 100-person Battle Royale type game mode. It would be a lot of work to do, and I really can't see us doing it, but I actually think it would work out fairly well.
Well, you already have the base mechanic down in the PvP guy, NPC guy. You just have to increase the thing from 12 or from 24 to, well, 100, but that then you'd run into the same issue you had with the old Maybar event. Jerry, there's something I've noticed in the last couple of days. The quote-unquote take damage over time spells and poisons and whatnot. If you kill the monsters before the thing goes away, like with that acid fog damage over time still ticking, it's happening more and more often. I don't know what's causing that.
So what happens if you kill them while the dot is still active?
It keeps damaging you even after the fix. So like
yeah. So like on an enemy mob, if the enemy mob has put a dot on you, killing them doesn't wipe out that dot. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same with the pseudo dragon poison. You know, but to get rid of that is with the heal spell or remove poison.
I mean, I guess technically that's probably the way it should work, but you're right that that's not the way it has typically worked.
Right, I can see the pseudo dragon poison working that way, but when the thing's over, it shouldn't keep damaging you.
Well, I mean, if someone puts an acid dot on you in pen and paper, I would, let stuff just disappear,
Oh, I don't mind with the acid dot. It's like the acid fog and whatnot.
Man, these bears, huh?
Yep.
Good thing there's a shrine right here, but we can't get
Yep.
to it yet. Okay.
Where's the shrine?
It's in this room, but apparently it hasn't spawned until we kill the orange name.
Oh, fun. Anyone got a gibbers?
I actually have, for this case, I do have a couple of Sybaris I'll use. But I want to do this smartly, so come out into the main library and I'll do it that way. I don't want us to re-aggro a whole bunch of these things. So... Alright, yeah, there you go.
Thank you. Run to me. I got scrolls for you.
Someone's saying, my own party member can take out my web. What's the sense of having an AoE spell then? Well, that's always been the case. A lot of things have dispelled web, like firewall or wall of fire, things like that. There's a bunch of environmental effects that'll wipe out web and wall of fire, frankly, too. Like if you have wall of fire and you cast a cyclonic blast, that'll put out the wall of fire. And that's all working as intended. So
Yeah. Because that's been a thing since I started playing. You'd use Sleet Storm, Ice Storm with a firewall up. It always went away.
yeah.
Hell, even an air elemental would dispel a lot of stuff in that from your wizard spells.
Nice.
There we go. Now we get the shrines.
Let's see.
Chest unlocked. I'm gonna share that for later.
The cultists' strange experiments are not as
Hey, hang on. Let's be careful here. Let's go a little more carefully here so we don't wipe again.
Really wish they'd start adding like some kind of named items or higher chances for certain things or whatever in optional chests. It's kind of hard to get.
That would be a terrible idea, Shu. What are you talking about? You know what that is? That is a way for people to just completely farm optional chests for named items. That's a terrible idea. I'm sorry, but that's an awful idea.
They give you bad named items. They just, some kind of named item.
He's got a point.
We already have enough problems with people farming optionals.
Yeah, we don't need to bring up the quote-unquote giant hole
This
clip
area of
again.
the base is still poorly maintained and rarely used. A single set of footprints leads through the dust on the floor. This must be the informant that went ahead to scout. Lucky for him.
So I want to hit that lever.
First.
Whatever.
For the chest.
Okay, I officially hate single row fights.
All right, let me quick go over to our YouTube chat, see if we got anything cool to bring up there. Zero Cool asks about barbarian clickies that blurred out in the hotbar when you logged in. I passed that along to our QA team. I don't know if they've had time to investigate it, but it's on our list to investigate because that's very strange. Any chance to trade in +6 tomes for purified Eberron Dragon Shards and Caneth Crafting? That's a cool idea. I suspect we'll get to it at some point. But it just hasn't really come up as something that we've done the work for. We haven't touched Caneth Crafting in a little while. We kind of have other priorities right now. Like, Sentient Jewels, you know, Sentient Gems. We need to, as I said, redo the augment system. You know, we got a whole bunch of stuff that we're working on. But eventually I suspect that would be something we'd probably want to get to. Now that we have +8s available.
So would that mean that Sentient Jewels could eventually go into armor and other gear?
Theoretically, it's possible.
I'd love to have a couple of jewels bickering between each other.
Oh, that's actually a really good point. I think we would have to be very careful about... Actually, you know what? You just raised a good point. I think that would be difficult to do, because, yeah, we wouldn't want to have multiple sentient jewels kind of competing with each other all the time like that.
Well, not even, like, if they're competing against each other. It's like, if you kill, like, an enemy and that they have kind of like a mini dialogue with each other.
Here, let's do this optional down here, okay?
Almost as if
Sounds
they
good
were
to me.
guarding something.
To me, that'd be kind of funny. Pay a couple of shards to add an extra sentient dialogue thing.
Let's take them out now before they realize you're here. Documents you found show that while the Disciples of Rage welcomed the theft of the harbor beacon, they did not steal the artifact themselves. The unknown culprits have already shipped the beacon to Shard across the Thunder Sea.
Samus, to answer your question about you were able to basically do this on Reaper, but you can't do Old Bone Grinder on Reaper as well. You know, that's just going to be the reality of game development, that not all content throughout every level range is going to offer the same exact level of difficulty. Some stuff's going to be tougher than others, and that's fine. Specifically regarding Old Bone Grinder, in our most recent patch, we did drop the spawn rate of wolves in there. So hopefully that helped a little bit. But, I mean, yeah, it's just the way it's gonna hit. That's kind of how it has to work, right? Ah, no! Thanks, Triborios. Alright, let's see.
Maybe. I lagged out there. Oy. Sorry about that.
I mean, I appreciate, I guess, what you're saying there, King Cosmo, that you don't want the Trapper's Bomb to get rid of your web, but I don't know, man. I personally, it is a big bomb. Why would it not destroy the web, you know? It just seems, in my opinion, weird that it wouldn't. But, you know.
With these borders cleared out, the cult should be greatly weakened.
Hey Titan, I hear you might be making a move here this weekend. Good luck on a safe and relatively painless move. Youngfly, you want a mobile app to allow you to do sort of an LFM checker. That comes up fairly regularly, but the reality is we just are not intending to spend our development time on an API or mobile development at this time. I have had some fairly good drop rates from Musk Elon. Now, granted, that's just one case, but definitely the drop rates for, quote, everything is not down. I should start doing 2 shows per week again. If I wasn't so busy, I totally would. I love streaming, but the reality is I have other things I actually need to do, and that makes it difficult. John Stacy, over on Facebook, I was wondering about copyright issues concerning screenshots as far as, say, reprinting a screenshot on a t-shirt. Who owns a screenshot? Now, I am not a lawyer, so I would highly recommend that you spend all your money on a lawyer. I have run into issues myself trying to get screenshotted DDO stuff on, say, a coffee mug. And I work for Standing Stone Games. So the reality is, even if technically it's like we don't really care that much, but I think that there are copyright issues in terms of being like, say, a Cafe Press or a Zazzle or something like that. Being able to print stuff off that's a game asset. In terms of using it on your own stuff, that comes up fairly regularly for me. People ask a little bit, hey, can I use it on my blog? Can I use it on my website? Yeah, that stuff's generally okay. The only real thing that we generally ask is that you link to DDO.com if you're going to use our official assets. Clearly, you can't be making a big profit on it. Non-commercial use only. But otherwise, for the most part, we're totally cool. Like, if you want to use a screenshot on your website or guild blog or any of that kind of thing, it's almost always okay. And if you do have any question, you can get in touch with me, and I'll tell you that. But you're right, in terms of t-shirts and that, I mean, again, I'm sure the lawyers would love me saying this, but I think the reality is, you know, we're not going to sue you or anything like that, but these own places have their own kind of sensitivity to copyright that might prevent you from doing so. When do we get to see those bear dye pics? When I have them. I don't have them, unfortunately. So I can't get them to you right now. Focus on the beholder. We got to take the beholder down. So if you're not killing the beholder, you should be.
I was just trying to get people up.
Yes, other than rezzing.
Right, don't know if you got that or not.
Save us!
That arcane zap's a pain.
Alright, so you're saying we should just focus on the hateful stairs then when we come back up?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to bring
arcane.
us back up with a Sybaris. Focus on the hateful stairs.
And fuck Captain. Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah, it looks like we're just going to have to kind of recall and do it that way. Can we buy DDO pre-made swag online yet? No, and you probably never will. I'm sorry. It's not by choice. The reality is we do not have a merchandising agreement for DDO. We do not. We do for Lotro. We could for Standing Stone Games, but we do not for Dungeons & Dragons Online.
Right, I'm in.
And the reason for that is that that is a separate license granted through our licensors, and they have, I believe, some kind of exclusive, near exclusive, something like that, license already with a t-shirt manufacturer and that. So it's not something available to us. Does MRR reduce force damage? It should, provided, well, provided it's coming from a magical source, I believe it should. If it's a physical trap, then it probably would not. Yeah, like I say, in terms of like making your own T-shirt, I'm not gonna stop you. Standing Stone Games isn't gonna send a cease and desist. But I think the reality, and I've done this myself. I've tried to make a DDO mug, and I was able to do it, but then afterwards they were like, you copyright violator, you. So I couldn't make any more. Could we get kukris added to the Vistani knife fighter tree? I support that. That would make a lot of sense to me. I think that's a cool idea. Hang on, let's get everyone together before we go through.
That's what I'm doing. I'm not going in there. No, with the channel. You'd have a better chance of me trying to go take on Fuller Triz solo than me going in there.
Hello, Elizabeth on Facebook. Curtis, Reaper 7, night before last on Aldi's. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Okay, it's still muted. Alright, so when we go in, let's focus on those eye horrors, and then all we have to do basically is take out the main beholder and we're done. But yeah, let's focus on those eye holders first.
Once everyone gets here, I'll start buffing. Anyone need a blur? Not that's gonna matter, but still.
Can we update the loot in Korthos for beginners, or maybe the Tower of Despair rings? I just don't see us really focusing on the Tower of Despair rings at any point soon. Korthos, we could.
You got any songs, Jerry?
I do. I'm sailing away. I mean, I think we could theoretically... we could theoretically update the loot in Korthos. I just don't know that that would be a good use of our itemization development time. I think people would prefer new items, new augments, things like that over updated Korthos loot. It's not like it's too hard to get through Korthos.
Yeah, it's more
I don't use any gear for Korthos.
Yeah, but we're also veterans, so it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Alright, there's 20 seconds of that.
Alright. Yep. Let's do it. I mean, honestly, you can kind of punch your way through Korthos if you want to.
I'll work on these eyes. There's incoming ship. Oh, great. Apparently he's got anti-magic skills, too.
Yeah, I noticed it kicks in periodically.
I thought he was a chaos beholder, not a normal beholder.
The anti-magic field doesn't come from the beholder.
And broken their link to the insane world of
Oh yeah, is it the eyes?
I believe it's the imploders, or the siphons.
I just hope they don't constantly respawn after the boss is dead. Wrecked.
I don't know if I can make it there or not. Let me see.
Oh, you gibbered.
No, I'm not going to be able to make it. Yeah, someone's going to have to pick up my stone. I can't make it all the way to the shrine there.
He's coming. You can toss me a res, I can throw at other people. Alright, shoot, come get me.
Any leaks or hint on which next big D&D expansion world were planned by 2020 in 2 years' time? Sorry, I can't really do that. We do have some big news to announce later this year, but it's going to be later this year. What is my level split on this bard? Here we go. Let me res quick, and then I will get to that. Yeah, it looks like it is the Hateful Stare that is doing the anti-magic.
Yay.
I see a legendary Curse Keeper. That's cool. Embraced by Light's actually pretty good for this character. Well, actually, no. Not so much. A different character.
A bad little trinket.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. For the right class, anyway.
Yeah, if you're doing a lights flinger, it's not that bad.
Any plans to do a half-orc
In the
iconic?
game as it is. That's a pretty
Nice.
good one.
No, we don't. It's answering a question from chat. We don't really have plans to do a half-orc iconic. Never say never, but it's just not on our short-term plans. So we managed to actually fill up most of the hour here, so I think I'm just going to call it at this point, and we'll run the next quest. I need to check if I'm on Thelanis or Sarlona this next week, but whichever one it is.
You've been on Sarlona for 3 weeks. That's why I asked at the start of the stream.
Oh, okay.
But if you want to stay here, be my guest. You can finish out the thing. I'm on TR this weekend.
Yeah, no, TR this weekend. It's fine. I'll get to it. I'm sure I'll run it whenever I get an opportunity. Any news on the third tree planned for Favored Soul in terms of when? I would say there's a pretty good chance it'll be update 39. It'll be, the when is when it's ready, but pretty good chance it'll be update 39.
Alright, can we get the bonus and the sale for this week? Even though it's posted on
Yes, I actually did publish that yesterday. It is on social media, but the bonus is a 30% challenge rewards boost, and let me call up the sale.
So yeah, if you're on Sierra Leone and you want to run Canada challenges, I'm open this weekend.
Looks like it's...
Sale is Rise Again, 25% off reincarnations, healing items, spell point, potions, and quest elixirs.
Wow. Nice going.
Yeah, there you go.
Faster than Jerry on that one.
This is also the final weekend for our double bonus points. That's worth calling out. That's through Sunday. And our free coupon is a lesser XP elixir, so hey, why not, right? You should at least get that.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, it looks like I'm stuck on a load screen. I thought we had largely taken care of that with the patch this week, but that's a bummer. It looks like I'm stuck on a load screen here. So, I think I'm going to just call it on the Weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream, Friday edition. Hope you have a good DDO weekend in mind. I think it's going to be a lovely weekend to be getting in some DDO and other stuff. So, if you would, please have fun. And if you want to join me, I will be back next Wednesday at noon Eastern for the regular Weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream. I'll be on Thelanis, and we'll see what I get to this weekend. I'll either be running up that new Tiard character, or perhaps running some endgame stuff on Thelanis. Thanks, Bruce. Up the irons! Rah! Yeah. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Have a good weekend. I'll see you soon.